I knew the semester was going to be rough the moment my professor started the first class by saying, "In my class, there is no room for interpretation, only precision." He ran the course like a military drill. Every comma, every header, every format rule mattered more than the actual content. But fine, I can follow orders. Halfway through the semester, we got assigned a major research paper that was worth 30% of the final grade. The prompt was simple, or at least it looked simple. Follow the provided format exactly. Any deviation will result in a deduction. Then he attached a 12-page PDF explaining the structure, 12 pages for formatting alone. I spent 3 straight nights making sure every single line, break, margin, and citation matched perfectly. I even double-checked the font size, spacing, and the title placement using the example template he gave. The day after submission, I got an email from him at 2:17 a.m. saying my paper had been marked down 20 points. Reason: improper formatting on the title page. I stared at that line for a solid minute. I had followed his exact example, copied straight from his file. I emailed him back, politely asking what part was wrong. He replied, "You centered the title vertically on the page. It should be 1/3 from the top." I checked the example again. The sample he provided had the title centered vertically. I pointed that out to him. His response: "The example was meant as a visual guide, not literal placement." "All right, professor, challenge accepted." For the final paper, worth 40%, he repeated the same rule: follow the provided format exactly. I did, down to the exact pixel. But this time, I went all in. I followed every instruction to the letter and only the letter. He said include all sources cited in the text, so I did. I cited the dictionary definition of every single uncommon word I used. He said, use the same header as before, so I literally wrote the exact same header, including the assignment number from the first paper. He said, place graphs exactly where relevant. I inserted a graph mid-sentence where it made relevance. It looked ridiculous, but it followed his rules exactly. When he saw it, he called me into his office. It was around 11:47 a.m. He was holding my paper, shaking his head. "This is absurd," he said. "You've made a mockery of the assignment." I smiled and said, "No, I followed your instructions exactly. You said there's no room for interpretation." He opened his mouth, closed it again, then sighed. He knew he couldn't fail me without contradicting his own grading standards. I had every email, every version of his instructions saved. A week later, grades came out. I got full marks on the paper and an A in the class. But the best part? The next semester, when my friend took his class, the first thing the professor said was, "Formatting guidelines are flexible. Focus on your arguments." Apparently, I'd reform his entire teaching style. Have you ever had a boss or teacher who learned the hard way that exactly means exactly?